What up, everybody? I'm CJ, and I got to watch. So I'm trying to go full screen here. It's not letting me for some reason. Uh, so I'm doing this on my iPad, and yeah. So anyway, like I said, I got to watch all both days of WrestleMania. I watched WrestleMania on Saturday at my friend's house, and then I watched WrestleMania yesterday at my house with my dad, which is pretty cool. And I just wanted to get my thoughts and opinions on the matches that occurred from both days. So I got the card pulled up right here because I don't have a great memory of what happened. Um, so let me pull this up here. There we go. WrestleMania 39. Both shows were great. I thought. We'll get into the matches. Austin Theory versus John Cena for the U.S. title. Sorry, I got to hit my foot. John Cena versus Austin Theory for the U.S. title. The right person won here. Like it or not, Cena's now there to just put the young guys over. And Austin Theory is a young guy, and I think he really needed this rub. I really think he needed this victory, especially after the dressing down that John Cena gave him a couple weeks ago on Raw, and then he just kind of didn't appear on Raw after that. He kind of just went away, and Theory kind of had to battle back, and I think he did. He did a great job. It was a good opener for WrestleMania Night One. The four-way tag match with the Street Profits, Braun Strowman and Ricochet, Alpha Academy, and the Viking Raiders. That matchup actually exceeded my expectations. That really did. I thought that was going to be just another potty break match, and I was actually thoroughly, thoroughly impressed with that one. Of course, the Street Profits ended up winning the match, but there was a couple of great moments in the match that really, I think, it was a slept on match. You know what I mean? Like people like that matchup is in the annals of time. I think people will look back on that match and be like, "Wow, that was really great." Um, Seth Rollins defeated Logan Paul. I loved KSI's cameo in this. I think that was hilarious. Um, I loved Logan Paul's entrance as well. That was fantastic. And Seth getting his own entrance as well was pretty cool. You don't really get to see both guys in the match get a solid entrance, so that was really cool. This matchup was fantastic. It's what you would expect from Logan Paul and Seth Rollins. They're show stealers. They're show stealers, and I thought they both did a tremendous job. Um, the six-woman tag match, I'm gonna be honest with you, I kind of tuned out on this one a little bit, but Trish, Lita, and Becky defeated Damage Control. Um, what was I doing at this time? I know I was at my friend's house. Was I eating pizza? I must have been eating pizza. We were ordering pizza. That's what we were doing. So I wasn't really paying much attention to this. But from what I saw, solid stuff. Um, Rey Mysterio beat Dominic by pinfall. This was fantastic. This was awesome. I loved this match. I love the entrances too. I love Rey Mysterio coming out and Eddie's lowrider and it did nothing but a G thing by Snoop Dogg. Great stuff right there. And Dominic coming out in the back of a cop car was just hilarious as well. Great stuff all around. Dominic being just a bully, quite frankly, to his family, taking his sister's drink and throwing it in her face. Yeah, I would have let the sister off and just let her go and get him. That was great though. Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte, great back and forth stuff here. Rhea Ripley defeats Charlotte by pinfall to become the SmackDown Women's Champion. So we're righting a wrong that happened at WrestleMania 36, which was the pandemic WrestleMania, where Charlotte beat Rhea. Great stuff, though. Great match here. Uh, there was a moment where Rhea hit the riptide and Charlotte kicked out. And so Rhea upped her game and took Charlotte up to the top rope and hit the top rope riptide. And that's what did the match. Um, Impromptu match here. But Pat McAfee defeated The Miz It was a nothing sandwich. Um, I can't really give that match any critique. It wasn't anything special, in my opinion. And then to close out night one, we had Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn defeating the Usos to become the tag team champions. And I'm about to sneeze, I think, so bear with me if I do. Excuse me. Yeah, I knew I was going to sneeze. I was preparing myself for that. Sorry about that. But yeah, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, they beat the Usos to close out night one of WrestleMania. That was a fantastic match. Great storytelling. Great storytelling. And I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, there were so many super kicks and so many this and that. Look, it's not about the moves and the match. It's about the story you tell. And all those super kicks were just knocking those kids. We're knocking those kids. We're knocking those guys out like left and right to the point where you were like, are they going to get back up? They got to get back up. Are they going to get back up? And they did every time. And the story was just fantastic. And I loved Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn getting their own moment. That was great. We opened up night two last night. Brock Lesnar defeated Omos. I was a little late because I was eating a burger. Um, but Brock, I did see the ending of this match. Brock beat Omos. That was great. Great little send off for Brock if he's done with WWE. If Ronda Rousey and Shayna win the four-way women's tag match, wasn't the same as the men's tag match from night one, in my opinion. Solid stuff, but it wasn't anything special to write home about. Gunther defeated Sheamus and Drew McIntyre to retain the Intercontinental Championship. This was a match to write home about. These boys beat the piss out of each other. They were chopping, they were slapping, they were punching, they were kicking, they were biting, they were doing it all, man. Uh, you saw Drew's chest bleed a little bit. It was brutal, bro. It was nasty. This is definitely one that you want to go check out. This was just a fight between all three men. There were no friendships here. And like I said, Gunther retains the Intercontinental title. So next match was Bianca Belair defeating Asuka to retain the Raw Women's Championship. Now, I think Asuka should have lost, or I think Asuka should have won here. Bianca's had a year-long reign, and that's impressive, and that's cool and all. But Asuka really, I think, needed this match. I think she needed this victory. Because where does Asuka go from here? Where does Bianca go from here? I personally would have had Asuka challenge Charlotte, and then have Bianca challenge, or I'm sorry, have Rhea challenge Bianca. I've always wanted to see a Bianca Rhea Ripley match since Rhea turned heel, but maybe we'll get that down the line. I don't know. But this was a great match, and also Triple H shared a little story. There was before Bianca's entrance, they had a group of girls. I can't remember. They were the ladies of Compton or something like that. They were from Compton, and one of the little girls, there was a little girl that was like a contortionist, and she's the girl that like just she was the one that could like flex her body all crazy, and Triple H revealed last night at the press conference after the show that little girl, her mother passed away yesterday morning, and she still went to WrestleMania to perform. So credit to that little girl, and prayers to her family during this difficult time. Um, Next match was The Miz versus Shane McMahon, which ended in a no contest because as the match got going, Shane blew out his knee, tore a pectoral muscle. No, not a pectoral muscle, but um, he tore his knee out pretty much. So Snoop, hey, credit to Miz and Snoop, man. They were like, you know what? Let's improvise. So Snoop wound up pinning The Miz by pinfall. Snoop Dogg. WWE Hall of Famer Snoop Dogg pinned The Miz at WrestleMania. The next matchup was Edge defeating Finn Balor, the Demon, in a Hell in a Cell match. At one point, Finn just gets busted open because Edge takes a ladder and throws it in Finn Balor's face, and that busts open Finn, and they got to clean him up a little bit. I don't know how they could tell he was bleeding, to be honest, because he had like face paint on and everything. I don't know how you could tell if someone's bleeding, but they could tell he was busted open. He was pouring buckets of blood. It was gross. It was nasty. This matchup was a very physical match, and like I said, Edge won in the end, and it was a great fight. I was surprised we didn't get any interference from Judgment Day. I thought for sure that was going to happen. Also, really cool entrances. Very, very cool entrances. Then we come to the main event of night 2. And boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy. Roman Reigns, your tribal chief. I have acknowledged him. I got his merch right here. Show up and win. Defeated Cody Rhodes to retain the championship. And I gotta tell you, I'm a little deflated on that one. You know what I mean? I think Cody should have won. I do. I think that Cody should have beaten Roman Reigns. And I get what they're going for here with, oh, well, he's almost at 1,000 days as champion, Roman Reigns is. He's almost at 1,000 days. Okay. Well, but this was WrestleMania. This is Cody's night. You were talking about Cody has to finish his story. Why don't you let him finish his story then? Why would you say we gotta finish Cody's story? He's gotta finish his story, and then just leave the book. Leave the book open and just walk away from the story. What? I don't. That's the thing I don't understand, and I do understand because the 1,000-day reign thing, whatever, and also I know the Usos just lost on Saturday night, so I guess if you want to tell that dissension story a little bit in the bloodline, I guess you could do that. I get it. Last night, I'll be honest, I was coming off the top of the dome and I was just reacting on emotion. I was angry about it. I was very angry about it. I was upset and all that stuff. But when you have time to reflect on it, you can make sense of it. And so I guess I can make sense of what happened here. They want to keep Roman looking good. They wanted to push 1,000 days because it'll look good on merch. Whatever. I don't care about that stuff, to be honest with you, but they do, statistics and all that crap, whatever. And it's also for the story. That it'll help the story, I guess. But what happens to Cody? When does he get a rematch? I don't understand. This is one thing I don't understand, and I guess that's what WWE wants. They want you to not understand because they're going to keep you guessing what's going to happen. Because now everybody's predicting, well, since he's got to hit 1,000 days, I guess he'll drop it at SummerSlam. But then you go to SummerSlam, and WrestleMania is right around the corner. We can just have him win it. We can just have him drop it at WrestleMania 40. But who does he drop it at WrestleMania 40 to? At some point, we need to stop thinking that The Rock is going to come back because he's not going to come back. Let's be real. He's not going to come back. He's busy off doing movies in Hollywood. Fine. Stop relying on The Rock. Excuse me, I'm twitching. Stop relying on The Rock because that's not going to happen at this point. So, but anyway, like I said, Roman Reigns beats Cody Rhodes to end night 2 of WrestleMania 39. And I would say I would say my top 5 matches. Hang on, I actually listed my top 5 matches. Sorry, pulling up the 5 matches here. So my top 5 matches of WrestleMania weekend between both nights. The 4-way men's tag, Seth versus Logan, Ray versus Dominic, the triple threat match, and the Usos against Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. So those 5 matches were awesome. And shout out to Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair as well, because that was also a great match. They killed that one. So they deserve a special shout out. Anyway, let me know in the comment section down below, what did you think of WrestleMania 39, both nights? What do you think about Roman Reigns? Why am I doing that? I'm twitching. Excuse me. But let me know in the comments down below, what do you think of Roman winning and moving on to 1,000 days as champion. Until next time, I'm CJ, and we out.